Let's begin day 29 with a comprehensive welcome and roadmap. Asynchronous communication is one of the most powerful architectural decisions you can make in distributed systems. It decouples producers, senders, from consumers, receivers, both in time, they don't need to be online simultaneously, and in space, they don't need to know each other's locations. This brings dramatic improvements in resilience. Services can fail independently without blocking, scalability, queues buffer load spikes, and workload management smooth out traffic bursts. Today, we focus on message queues, with RabbitMQ as our flagship example, an extremely feature rich, battle tested AMQP broker. We'll cover core async patterns, RabbitMQ's architecture and capabilities, topology design, durability guarantees, failure handling, and how it integrates with day 25 event sourcing, events as messages, day 24 CQRS, async command propagation, and day 7 microservices, service to service decoupling.
This is where systems go from fragile to anti-fragile. Asynchronous messaging is the nervous system of large-scale, resilient architectures. Let's go deep.
RabbitMQ exchange types deep dive, direct exchange routes, messages based on exact routing key match. Topic exchange uses wildcards for flexible routing. Fanout exchange broadcast to all bound queues, ignoring keys. Headers exchange uses message header attributes for complex logic. Choosing the right exchange type is critical for efficient and scalable topology design. Why choose asynchronous communication over synchronous? Temporal decoupling means producers and consumers don't need to be online simultaneously. A producer can send a message even if all consumers are temporarily down. Spatial decoupling eliminates the need for producers to know consumer locations or identities. They just publish to a queue or topic. Resilience skyrockets because queues survive crashes, buffer load spikes during peak traffic, and allow delayed processing. Scalability improves dramatically as you can add more consumers to process work in parallel without changing producers. Let's compare the trade offs honestly. Synchronous HTTP request response gives immediate responses and a simple mental model. You call, you get a result. But it blocks threads, propagates failures, cascading, and creates tight temporal and spatial coupling. Asynchronous, queues, pub, sub is non blocking, resilient to downstream failures, and scales horizontally with ease. The trade offs are eventual consistency, data may lag, more complex debugging, distributed tracing needed, and delivery guarantees like at least once, possible duplicates, or exactly once with extra effort. RabbitMQ topology. Start with a producer publishing to an exchange. The exchange routes to one or more queues via bindings and routing keys. Consumers subscribe to queues to process messages. Use dead letter exchanges for failures and TTL for expiration. Durable exchanges and queues ensure survival after broker restarts.
RabbitMQ architecture deep dive. The broker is a central server, or cluster, that receives, routes, and delivers messages. Exchanges receive messages from producers and route them to queues based on type. Direct, exact routing key match. Topic, pattern matching. Fan out, broadcast to all bound queues. Headers, match on message headers. Queues store messages until acknowledged by consumers. Bindings connect exchanges to queues with routing keys or header patterns. RabbitMQ key features expanded. Durability and persistence ensure queues and messages survive broker restarts. Acknowledgements and requeuing guarantee reliable delivery even during consumer crashes. Dead letter exchanges automatically route failed or rejected messages for inspection or retry. Clustering with mirrored queues provides high availability and failover. RabbitMQ exchange types deep dive. Direct exchanges route messages to queues with exact routing key match, simple and fast. Topic exchanges use pattern matching, for example .orange. Or fast hash, for flexible routing. Fanout ignores routing keys and broadcasts to every bound queue, perfect for pub/sub. Headers exchanges match on arbitrary message headers instead of routing keys. RabbitMQ usage patterns. Work queues distribute tasks round-robin to workers for load balancing. Pub/sub broadcasts domain events, Tying back to day 9, the RPC pattern simulates synchronous calls over async queues. Saga orchestration coordinates long-running distributed transactions via events and compensating actions. RabbitMQ durability and reliability. Mark queues as durable to survive broker restarts. Mark messages persistent to write them to disk. Use publisher confirms to ensure messages are safely stored before acknowledging to producer. High availability, mirrored queues, replicate across cluster nodes for failover.
Integrating with prior concepts. In days 24 to 25 CQRS and event sourcing, domain events become messages published to RabbitMQ queues. In day 23 hexagonal architecture, outgoing adapters publish to queues or subscribe via input adapters. Day 26, API gateways can route requests to queues for async processing, monitor queue depth, consumer lag, and message rates with day 18 tools. RabbitMQ best practices: prefer topic exchanges for future-proof routing. Set TTL and dead lettering on every queue to handle poison messages. Monitor queue length and consumer count to detect backpressure early. Always use publisher confirms with mandatory flag to ensure messages are routed. RabbitMQ advanced features. Quorum queues provide high availability with strong consistency guarantees. Streams offer an append-only log perfect for event sourcing. Shovel and Federation plugins bridge messages across clusters or data centers. Plugins include the Management UI and Prometheus Exporter for day 18 monitoring. Alternatives to RabbitMQ: Kafka excels at high throughput event streaming. Amazon SQS and SNS are fully managed with high durability. Redis streams offer lightweight pub sub with persistence. NATS provides extremely high performance lightweight messaging. When to use message queues: when decoupling producers and consumers in time and space is valuable, when you need to buffer load during traffic spikes, for event-driven flows using domain events, for work queues that distribute background or batch tasks across workers.
RabbitMQ in microservices. Each service can own its queues and exchanges for isolation. Use a shared topic exchange as an event bus for cross-service events. Orchestrate sagas via published events and compensating actions. Monitor queue depth, consumer lag, and message rates with day 18 tools. Resilience with queues. Persistent queues and messages survive broker restarts. Dead letter queues isolate poison messages for inspection. Combine with consumer-side retries and circuit breakers from day 28 for robust processing. Acknowledgements provide at least once delivery guarantees. Common message queue pitfalls. Poison messages block processing. Use dead lettering. No dead letter queues lose bad messages forever. Over retries amplify load on recovering services. Unbounded queues can exhaust memory. Set limits and TTL.
Recapping day 29, we explored asynchronous communication fundamentals and message queues.
Deep dive into RabbitMQ architecture, patterns, resilience features, and pitfalls. The key takeaway: asynchronous messaging with queues like RabbitMQ provides powerful decoupling, resilience, and scalability in distributed systems. Day 30 compares GraphQL versus REST for efficient data fetching.
Homework: design a simple asynchronous flow using message queues for a feature in a microservices app. Questions, comment, will reply. Thanks, like, share, and subscribe.